Just a reminder, if you want to keep up to date, if you're following this channel for the account for my Kingdom Hearts videos, I have an account follow me. My alternate account below, period. It auto tweets for when I do certain things online, including streaming. Oh, I've been streaming this whole time. Sorry. It's a super low pursuit. Get with it in a minute. I'm gonna do the monthly gym quest. I'll have time to do all of it, but we'll see. And in the background, I'm gonna have the Final Fantasy Union podcast going on. Here we go. Oh, we finally got the raid board. Only a day late.
And today, I am going to be talking all about fan theories and the wider lore that comes with them. As you probably guessed, that means I'm by myself today. Unfortunately, Lauren is not able to join because we have a very strict schedule, and it meant the stars didn't align this week, unfortunately. But I'm going to try my best, and the feedback from the last episode I did by myself seemed pretty positive, so hopefully it ends up being a positive experience for you guys. Again, listening, I'm going to try my best. It's a slightly more difficult topic this time because last time I had statistics to go with, it was much more relevant and current, whereas this time I'm talking about and the wider lore and whether or not they're a good idea, how the creators interact with and then end up using it, and I guess how they come to be, because especially with Final Fantasy.
Oh, that's right, it's 8 o'clock.
Kind of strange, and yeah, there's reasons as to why that happened.
I'm already committed
anyway,
now.
So we're going to get
That's
onto that in a bit, but for you new folks who are listening for the first
stream
time,
later. I really
Final
need Chip
Fantasy
and Dale
is part
medals
of a
though.
podcast series called Final Fantasy and
But I can do it
and it's presented
2
by
o'clock if I
the
remember.
Gaming Union Network.
Wait, no,
we
not
have a new
that.
show
Sorry.
every Tuesday working in
Yeah, that's one of my
rotation with
worst,
Kingdom Hearts Union, and we come
worst
out on
intros
iTunes,
of the video. I'm really
FinalFantasyUnion.com,
spacing
and
this
also
morning.
now on Spotify if you want to listen to us on there. So we're now going to do some shout outs for our Patreon supporters, and this is for everyone who has pledged $2.50 or more per episode. Starting off with Blue Machine at Blue Machine, Lewis James, Nahi Klabawi, Barry Norton at Neutron Zero, Chris Morales, Eric Decker at Choco Taco, Michael Graham, Thorin Bullen at Massacre 23, Zach Duranto at Zed Duranto 58, Chris Pope at Dr. Pop 181, Mohammed Kayum, Rachel Casterton at Herbie Young Ray, Mike Shirley Donnelly at Curious Quail, Zelda Clone at Apes Type Novels, Darren Matthews at Doomster 73, Joseph Robertson at Pokemon Trainer J, Keith Field at The Mighty Keith, Billy Jackson at Mike Shaw at Red Velvet, Vitanitas, Rob Porter at Squirty Bertie 1, Tobias Cappy at Tobias Kepi, Tori Patrick, Miles Ribbons, and last but not least, David Cowrow. Thank you all so much for your support, guys. It's so appreciated. Alright, so before we jump onto our main topic, I just wanted to talk about something else really quickly, as in the next 2 weeks, at some point in the next 2 weeks, we are going to be putting out a survey across all our channels, and it's really just to understand how you guys feel about Final Fantasy Union these days. Obviously it's changed a lot in the last few years. The YouTube channel is growing very, very quickly. The podcast has obviously been going for a very long time, and so is the website, and that's actually much more focused on news than it was in the past. And so this survey is really just to understand what you actually enjoy about what we do, and to help us determine where we should focus our efforts more. Obviously, a very change recently, and time is a bit more sparse maybe than it was before, especially in the next couple of months as we try to get used to the new scenario that we are facing. So we just want really a kind of a steer from you guys about where we should focus our efforts and where our time is best spent, essentially. So yeah, please be sure to look out for that survey within the next 2 weeks. It will be put out across all the social channels and on the website as well. So yeah, you shouldn't miss it if you're paying attention to us. Anyway, so our main topic today is about fan theories and the effect they have on the wider lore. Now this is obviously something that's been going on for a very long time, probably since since the games were conceived. People have been coming up with their own theories to try and maybe fill in gaps, or to try and understand different portions of the story that potentially weren't what we were supposed to see on face value. And I've got some really good examples here for you. I think probably the one that's got the most traction in recent times was the Street of Dead theory. This was an extremely detailed and long theory that was created that basically suggested that at the end of this one, when Squall gets the icicle from the ear to his shoulder,
I think that's gonna work on my desktop
everything that takes place afterwards is some kind of weird dream, and which is why it starts getting a bit crazy. The concept is like before that happened, you're never aware of things like noise and moonbirds. Everything is much more clear cut, and it's an interesting theory. It has some elements to it that didn't hold up too well. And obviously, I think last year was that Katase even said that it's not remotely true. But he did also say that he liked the theory, so that's interesting aspect of it. Other examples are obviously that Renara is Ultima Seer. They have very similar character models. There's other theories with the other games as well, such as that there was never Sephiroth or Genova, they didn't exist, and they were just another further figment of Cloud's imagination, and that he was responsible for everything. Another is that Aerith can be revived. There's others relating to Seymour and his mother, about why she basically gave him life when he was so young. The link between Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy X. And even more recently with Final Fantasy 15, there's been plenty of theories that have been rolling around, especially related to Prompto. It's because there was, within the main game, there was a lot of ambiguity around where he was from. Obviously he was adopted at a young age, but there were parts of the game, such as with the Naga, where there's allusions that she could be his mother. one of the main generals within the Niflheim Empire, is actually his brother. So there's loads of theories that they've been kind of planted around as well, and even like some of the more blatant ones with regards to Final Fantasy 15's ending, because it was left very ambiguous, and during initial waves of interviews, Battle kind of saying that they do ending things where they left it ambiguous on purpose so that the fans could try and establish in their minds whether or not they thought it had gone one way or another way, and they've kind of said which way it's gone now, so they kind of removed the fan theory aspect of that. But I think the interesting about it is that it does create wider discussion, and I think some people get very upset about it because it's changing their interpretation of the story. But I think it shows a really high degree of creativity to, especially with the School's Dead theory, the level of detail they went into to come up with that theory was insane. But I guess I think when these things happen, obviously you can look at Hollywood and books as well, like movies, and these kind of things happen quite a lot, especially with Chris Nolan, for example, always leaves cliffhangers, and a lot of the things he does in his films is very intentional. And the weird thing is that with Final Fantasy games, and I don't know if this is a wider trend with video games in general, but I feel as though when it comes to Final Fantasy, the areas where these fan theories kind of crop up from, they're never intentional. And I just feel like it's something that's maybe they've left something in there by accident, or they just didn't really think something through. It never seems to be, and I could be doing them a massive disservice here, but I've never felt as though any of these theories that have kind of cropped up have been intentional. Like the writers have never thought, oh, we could maybe like throw them a red herring here, or put them on a wild goose chase and maybe start getting them thinking about this, or let's leave it like this and see what happens. Like, I think it's rarely ever a case that that's actually been done on purpose. And even with Final Fantasy 15's one, they decided that, we've been getting a lot of commentary about the fact that we don't really know what the ending means, so they were just like, well, let's give something that actually has a meaning and can make some people happy, which I think is a bit of a cop-out, but that's a story for another time. I think also when it comes to some of the games, it's down to miscommunication. I mean, with Final Fantasy 15, some of the theories that ended up cropping up were just through the different teams really not talking to each other. You know, there was one that we covered last year about Ravus, and why he looks completely different in Kingsglaive than he does in the main game. Someone has come up with a very elaborate theory around why that wasn't. Like, when you actually run through it, it's the elements they're looking at. It's like, Ravus' eye colours are different in the main game than they are Kingsglaive. He wears clothing, different coloured hair, his facial features have changed slightly. And we're not just talking about the fact that obviously the character model within the film and within the game, they're going to be different because there's different levels of rendering and everything. But we're actually talking about the concept art. The concept art for Ravus in Kingsglaive and Ravus in the film are different. The characters look different. And I'd like to think that was an intentional move, that they had all this really detailed backstory on Ravus and why he ended up being different in the game. But I don't think that that's the case. I think it was accidental. But either way, so let's just ignore the fact that it's probably never intentional and these things just kind of crop up. What's the benefit to these fan theories, aside from the fact that it keeps people engaged? I mean, that is a really big aspect to it. But keeping the fans engaged, the fact that there's people still talking about Final Fantasy VIII in such, I guess, expansive ways. Like, can you think of any other game series where there are so many theories rolling around about a game? Especially, I mean, obviously Final Fantasy VIII did have the whole time travel aspect to it, with time manipulations and everything, so there is a lot of potential around that, in terms of them being the same people and how everything's possible, how it the fact that School could very well be dead. Again, there's weird stuff that happens, especially during the ending cutscene with when time is compressing. But I think the fact that they've been able to craft a story, whether intentional or not, with Final Fantasy VIII that has all of these aspects that continue to be discussed, I think that's a really positive thing. Obviously, if it's intentional, it's even better. And I say it's not intentional because generally, when they're asked about it, it's not something that they're forthcoming with. If anything, they've actually said that they monitor the fan theories and it gives them ideas for things they can do moving forward, or they can use them to fill in gaps around what happens. An example that I have to assume went this way was with Red 13. So in Final Fantasy VII, Red 13 only has one eye.
What'd they send me?
And I think from the in-game model, it's quite hard to see that, but if you look at the concept art for Red 13, he only has one eye. But when he appeared in Before Crisis, he had two eyes. And everyone's like, well, how did that happen? Because it's never explained anywhere within the story how he lost an eye, because in Final Fantasy VII, you just meet him and he doesn't have it. So unless it was something to do with character progression.
Alright, break time, we'll be back later.